When I first moved here, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't really know anybody. And so when I was delivering the Fellows Pointer one day, I saw there was a line for a play tryout at one of the local theaters. And I thought, well, I'm not an actor, but if I go, I'll just try out for this play, and I'll meet people there and make some friends, and I'll never get a part in it because I'm not an actor. But maybe I'll meet some people. So I went down and tried out, who cares? I got cast in a play at the local theater, and I ended up getting involved in the theater. I met a ton of people. I made a boyfriend. I have friends now through the theater. What the Fellows Pointer did for me individually, I know it spreads through the whole community in similar ways that nobody hears about because we don't often tell these stories.
I came along in 1998, and a little group called the Fells Point Citizens on Patrol had gathered because there was petty crime, and in the course of it, they got involved in a newsletter. When I got here, the editor of it asked me to give him a hand. I had just retired from the Washington Post.
There's a huge support for this newsletter.
That's the way a community newsletter really works, is when the people who read it write for it. And I felt I had something to offer in that because I'm an editor. It's not a large community. We circulated 1,900 to 2,000 newsletters.
Why did you decide it was time to move on?
For a good while. Some really sage readers had counseled me, you got to get somebody to get there to take it over, because one of these days you're not going to be able. I was unable to find anybody I thought could do the job. And then I got sick, and for the first time I was at risk, if you take the term, of not getting out an issue. I didn't like the sound of that. And I decided, darn it, I'll just say now I'm going to step down.
Do you think that the pointer going away, how do you think that will impact the community?
Personally, I'm just very sad about it.
It's a sad thing. I mean, it was really made a feeling of connection.
My husband grew up in Fells Point. I've been here for 35 years. I just think it knits the neighborhood. It holds the neighborhood together. So I think it's important. People like them. They look forward to me coming. I go to the old age home on Lemco on South Ann Street, and they would wait outside, and it's very hard to get in that building, but when they saw me coming with my newsletter, somebody would let me in to put the newsletters down.
Well, when I first moved here, I was in my early 20s, and I saw the newsletter as a way to get involved in the community.
So I've really enjoyed getting information from the Fells Pointer, and I really love the stories that you don't get anywhere else because they're about the neighborhood.
It seemed like a very good thing to do, to keep everybody in Fells Point or in our general area informed of what was going on and reading the little stories. I really enjoyed it. I think people will miss it. I will. In fact, I quite like delivering it. I mean, why not? But maybe someone will take it over and continue the tradition, hopefully.
With a couple of issues already published under the new editor, we're here at Penny Black at a fundraiser for the Fells Pointer. I'm about to go talk to the new editor now. Let's go. You are the new editor for the Fells Pointer.
That is true.
Why? Why are you taking up this mantle?
Professionally, most of what I do is teaching. I teach Thai massage and yoga and do a lot of private training and workshops. But my original degree was in graphic design and publications, and I decided not to stay in the corporate world and do that as my main job. And yet somehow, when the newsletter was slated to be canceled, I felt guilty in my soul because I knew that I could actually publish a 2-page newsletter.
What sort of hopes and aspirations do you have going forward for this newsletter?
I have the skills to write 2 pages a month, but it's more interesting if other people are passionate about the content and contribute to it as well.
It seems to me that a community newsletter can have a greater impact.
It lets the community speak about what's important to them. So we had this past month, 2 very pivotal figures in the community passed away. A very big developer, Mr. Paterakis, and then we had Bob Eney, who was a very dedicated preservationist. So I went out and asked, hey, can somebody write obituaries for these guys? And you just received this huge outpouring of obituaries for Bob Eney, to the point that like half the newsletter became a tribute. So it just showed how beloved, he actually was as a neighborhood figure.
Is there a way that if somebody in the community has a story or wants to volunteer and help you out, that they could get in contact with you?
There are 3 ways. You can email me, you can call or text me, and I started a Facebook group.
Now, you said that you were planning on keeping the North Market in check, but are there any other stories you're eyeing that you feel need to be told about the community?
The next big story is the opening of the Rec Pier Sagamore Hotel and the culmination of the construction. And we have some other cool articles coming about like holiday gift shopping in Fells Point and the Fells Point Polish caroling, which is this enormous, very, very fun neighborhood brouhaha. So we're going to have some cool articles in December about like neighborhood color and what's actually going on in that respect.
Thank you for talking with us, and I encourage everybody that wants to help out to get in touch and help out, or if you don't have the time to help out, at least get it and read it, because community newsletters are really all about the community and they should not go away. So thank you very much.
Thank you.